In the heart of an ancient kingdom, there lived a king known for his strength, and a minister known for his wisdom. The minister often said just one thing: "Whatever happens, happens for good." Some laughed at his words. Some found them strange. But he never stopped saying them. One quiet morning, as sunlight spilled through the palace, fate decided to test those words. A sword slipped from the king's hand, and in an instant, pain and anger filled the air. What happened next would teach them both a truth that time itself whispers to every soul. The sword fell sharply on the king's foot. Blood flowed. One finger was gone. The hall grew silent, and then the minister spoke softly. "Whatever happens, happens for good." The king looked at him in disbelief. "My finger is gone, and you call this good?" he shouted. Anger burned hotter than the wound. He ordered the minister to be thrown into prison. But as guards dragged him away, the minister's voice echoed through the palace halls. "Even this will be for good." Days turned into weeks. The king's foot healed, but his pride did not. And then, one morning, craving distraction, he set out to hunt. His men followed him deep into the forest, their horses kicking up dust under a golden Sunday. As the chase grew wild, the king pursued a deer too far, so far that when the animal vanished, he realized he was alone. The forest grew darker. Strange sounds filled the air. He turned his horse, but the path home was gone. Before long, a group of tribal hunters appeared, fierce, painted, and unknown to him. They surrounded the king, bound his hands, and carried him to their village. The air smelled of smoke and drums. Firelight danced across their faces. He could not understand their words, but their intention was clear. He had been chosen as a human sacrifice. They bathed him, dressed him in new clothes, and hung garlands of flowers around his neck. The drums grew louder. The fire rose higher. The king's heart pounded in his chest. In that moment, all his power, all his pride, all his gold meant nothing. Then, as the chief of the tribe came forward to begin the ritual, he stopped suddenly. His eyes fell on the king's foot and the missing finger. A murmur spread through the crowd. The chief raised his hand, signaling silence. "This man is incomplete," he said. "We cannot sacrifice what is broken. If we offer an imperfect body, our deity will be angered." And just like that, the king was untied and released. He stumbled away, breathless, half in tears, half in awe. Under the same sky that had seen his pride, he now tasted humility and gratitude. When he finally reached his palace, he sent for his minister at once. The guards opened the prison gates, and the minister stepped out calm as ever, smiling faintly. The king bowed his head. "My friend," he said, "I wronged you. You were right. My finger saved my life. What you said was true. Whatever happens, happens for good." He paused, looking at the minister's kind face. "But tell me," the king continued, "you were innocent, yet you suffered in jail for 2 months. How could that be good?" The minister smiled, not with triumph, but with understanding. "My lord," he said, "had I not been in prison, I would have been with you that day. When the tribe saw your missing finger, they released you. But I am whole. They would have chosen me for the sacrifice. So you see, my imprisonment too was for good." The king sat in silence. The words sank deep into his heart, like gentle rain. He realized that life is not always what it seems. What feels like punishment may be protection. What looks like loss may be grace in disguise. That night, he stood on his palace balcony and gazed at the stars. Each one burned quietly, distant yet purposeful, like the events of his life. He thought of the sword, the pain, the forest, the chains, and the fire, and how each had led him here, safe, wiser, awake, and in that stillness, He whispered the very words that once made him angry. Whatever happens, happens for good. End quote. Because in truth, it always does. It is only our impatience that makes us doubt. What we call misfortune today often reveals itself tomorrow as protection, correction, or preparation. So the next time your plans fall apart, when someone leaves, when a dream breaks, when life feels unfair, remember the king and his missing finger. Remember that the universe is not your enemy. It is your teacher, and everything it takes from you, it replaces with something wiser. Life will not always give you what you want, but it will always give you what you need to grow. So when something goes wrong, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Every heartbreak, every delay, every failure is a step designed to bring you closer to your truth. Trust the process. The universe knows what it's doing. If this story brought peace to your heart, share it with someone who needs light in their dark moment. And don't forget to subscribe to Wordy Tales, where every story reminds you nothing is ever truly wrong. It's just not finished yet.